I would like to trade this. To me, I mean, look, so obviously we had the earnings. I would like this to take, at least 5 minutes off the open of just kind of pulling back, settling out a little bit, because there's just no way I can chase this off the open. Even if it goes to 160, I can't be that person. I mean, not only because it's just right after earnings and we're at all-time highs, but we have CPI tomorrow. So, I feel like the market may be a little bit stagnant. So, I'll have the 155 calls loaded up kind of on the side, just in case I do, kind of like it. Yeah, we got to wait for that IB to drop. The 155s or the 160 calls, I think, could work. But again, it's like I would be looking to play like a high here. If I can get some sort of opening range break thing, I think I'd look to target 155-ish. So, I mean, nothing too fancy there. But again, it's not something I'm going to like just focus right on off the open. I would like, if it chills out, does everything that I want, then, then cool, we can trade it. Other than that, I'm looking at, we'll put Oracle up here on the side. Other things that I think are worth mentioning. I think NVIDIA looks okay. We're coming up to this resistance here around 110, right? We have a high here like 109, then 109.65 and 110 here. So a little downtrend here, it's getting broken. I guess that DOJ subpoena news was like not real, or it's not going to go through, or something like that. So I don't really know the details on that, but I wish I bought that swing and held it for a couple of days when I was talking about it down at like 102.50, 103. So anyways, going to be watching this through 110. Is it a perfect A+ setup? No, but if the market looks decently strong, NVIDIA has been strong. That's a positive catalyst since that's not going through. So I'll be watching the 110 calls on that. Probably look to get in around like 109.40, 109.50. Look for a break of 110. If this has momentum, I think 111, 112 is very doable. But again, we have CPI tomorrow. So, I mean, I'm going to be sized down regardless, guys. There's just no reason to push it. Yesterday, I was decently happy with PLTR. Right? I'm never mad at starting the week like that. It wasn't a crazy, massive trade, but it was fairly simple and a pretty easy hold there. So I don't want to give any of that back for no reason, but I'm going to be watching the 110 calls here on NVIDIA. This is going to be I'm going to pay a little bit more closer attention to this than Oracle, but I do have Oracle up, and I don't know if you guys can pull up two different contracts at once, but I would have NVIDIA up if you can only, pull up one, but I have Oracle and NVIDIA pulled up right now. Other than that, some other things that I'm looking at, we got Amazon coming back up to that 180 level. Once that gets up, closer to 179, that's where I'll start paying attention to it, because I think through 180 could be, maybe a decent little scalp there, nothing crazy. 182.39 high, and then the gap goes until about 184. So going to be watching that. Tesla, a little bounce yesterday, right? That sell-off on Friday was unbelievable. So, I mean, I don't really love it right here. Back up closer to 235, I think that's going to be a really great setup. If we can, just slowly trickle our way back up here, above 225, 230, honestly, ideally, it takes 2 or 3 days, right, to really set this thing up on a bigger time frame. And then we get that 235 break. That could be, the day where, this sets up to move from 235 to 250, right? If there's another positive catalyst, this thing runs, market's strong. All it takes is 1 day and we can be there for it. But to me, there's no reason to give money back, trying to force any sort of trades in this area here. But, on the flip side, if we end up flipping under, 215, 210, this thing could really start dropping off, right? We got this uptrend here. It's very clear. We give that up, say goodbye. So, I think there's two scenarios there, but for as of right now, I don't love it. So what else we got here? Google, man, that sold off hard. That would have been a great swing to the short side. Meta is really not anywhere that I love it. Microsoft, not really doing anything. Apple had that event yesterday. iPhone wasn't that crazy. But again, just look at the chart here. Just really know where I want to be. Yes, we also have GameStop earnings today. I'm doing that stream, so I'll be here at market close for that. You know, I mean, it's GameStop, not something I'm looking to day trade right now, but maybe tomorrow morning, you know, after the earnings, maybe there's something there. So what else you guys got? You know, and you know, GameStop will probably move AMC and stuff like that. But anyways, we got about 7 minutes here, about 6.5 minutes until the open. So I'm going to start kind of focusing in on NVIDIA here. I do think that I want to pay attention to 109. However, you know, that's kind of where things have rejected, right? We break above 109 and get these rejections at 110. So, I mean, the safest thing to do, I think, unless this thing wants to just go crazy off the open, is to even wait for like 109.50. And then the high here, which 109.99. All right. Oh, look at that. Ethan's roommates here. That's pretty funny. So yeah, watching 110 calls on NVIDIA here for now. I'm going to pay attention to Oracle on the side, and we will see what happens. Yeah, that is actually my roommate. No, he does not look like that. Not at all. He doesn't even have facial hair. Little fella. That's pretty funny. Shoot, I messed it up. What do we got here? All right, we got about 4 minutes. Just so everyone's on the same page. NVIDIA 110 calls. I also have Oracle 155 calls loaded up on the side. Oracle's ripping here into the open. But again, I got to give that about 5 minutes after the opening bell here. Ethan's poor uncle. Okay. That's crazy. Oh, there's something else. Market share ticker to contract. I got you. I mean, I wouldn't call this an A+ setup, but to me, the setup is, you know, you can call it A minus, B+. It all is going to depend on the price action here. If the market's super choppy and slow, which honestly is like kind of what I'm expecting, then the setup to me is like a B minus, right? But if the market's strong, price action is there, I think that this could be considered, an A setup. But regardless, I'm not going to be in with much size, right? CPI is tomorrow. There's no reason to push it here. I'm going to be looking for just like, a little lunch money trade here. NVIDIA is getting rejected here coming into the open. I'm not even considering getting in until I see, above 109 here. Yeah, reduce risk 100%. I know. I wish I would have just kind of maybe swung some PLTR, but honestly, I'm going to take my 1 day, right? My 1 day of wins and move on. I don't really care. Thank you. So yeah, Oracle's coming up right to that 154 level. A little pullback here on the video though. So I mean, we'll see what happens, guys. Look, no one should feel antsy or stressed out. Let's just see what the market does here. Tesla. Yeah, I mean, Tesla's at 220, but I'm not really interested in Tesla until about 230, 235 mastermind. I think those are better levels for us to be trading right now. To me, I'd rather not force anything there. But if you missed it, like I said, CPI is tomorrow. So I'm going to expect chop. And honestly, I'm going to expect to be cash here with no trades today unless something really piques my interest. That's an easy way to just pull yourself out and not be too aggressive, right? It'll put you on the defensive side, just thinking like that coming into the open. So let's see. 10 seconds. 110 calls NVIDIA, 155 calls Oracle. I want to see Oracle pull back to like 150, 151. It's going to rip here into the open. It looks like, wow, new high, 154. All right, we are open. Oracle is just going to fly. Ooh, look at that. Is anyone watching that Oracle chart? Oh, my God. The Oracle 155 calls aren't even loaded up. They don't even have a price yet. NVIDIA pulling back here. Everything pulling back. I still don't have a price on Oracle for the contract. Sometimes it may, after earnings, since it hasn't been up here ever, it takes a second to price these things. All right, here, NVIDIA 110s are about 170 a pop. Seemingly strong right now, but, we still got a little ways to go. I don't care what happens with NVIDIA. It's got to get around 109.50 for me to start getting interested in it. We're too far away for me to start entering now, thinking we're just going to get a straight shot to 110. And even if that happens, whatever. Okay? No reason to force anything today. Starting to push. 108.60, 108.70. That's good. Maybe we can get this trade. I got to see it get way up there first. 108.79, 108.80. Lots of volume on the video this morning. That's good. Couple million volume. I still don't have an Oracle price. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, NVIDIA is booming here. Amazon's pushing up as well, almost at 179. Tesla's pushing. That was kind of weird. Everything was weak off the open. Look at this candle on NVIDIA here. Not going to chase this, though. I mean, if it wants to come up around 109.50, then kind of pull back in. I mean, even if it pulls back in like 108.50, could we take a starter? Sure. But again, above 105 is where all the rejections have been. So we can be a little bit late to the party and be right, or early and have to deal with some chop or a pullback or all that. So I want to try to be patient here, but this is flying. The overall market is as well. 109.40. So this is kind of good. I like that it's pushed up here, and now we might be able to take advantage of a pullback on this. But yesterday, this was super strong off the open and then completely rolled over and went through low a day. So the last thing I want to do is try to chase highs here, guys. Even if we miss a trade, it's about being safe. Anyone can make money trading, but very few can keep it. Here we go, little pullback. Little pullback here. I don't mind that. Back to 109. This is kind of where I'd want to take a starter here, guys. Let's see. Let's see what it does here. This could easily just snap back in, but I do think that anywhere around this 109 to 108.80 level is decent for a starter. But again, today is not a day where you want to be in heavy. Contracts are at 2. It's pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and take a very small position here. Very, very, very small, guys. If you can't afford a starter position on this, then I wouldn't. I can lose 50% and not care right now. Just pulling back a little hard. The easiest thing to do, guys, is just to wait for a new high. That's honestly where a decent trade could be. This is a little bit more of a pullback than I wanted. So, I mean, if I have to just stop out of this, I don't really care. But to me, this is, that was a little bit more of an extended pullback than I wanted to see here. So if this gets bought up aggressively, I would like to actually start a real position around this high a day. That's, to me, where I'm going to act. That's like a real signal spot. This is pulling back way too much. Contracts are at 185 now. 180. Yeah, I mean, this is why sometimes you got to take starters. You never know where that bottom's going to be. Back to VWAP here. If this gives up 108, I think maybe the trade's even done. The whole market rolled over. Let's see what happens. This needs to get bought up really aggressively here, or I don't really like it. The real entry is going to be at the high of the day. That's where I would like to add a lot to this position. I mean, again, not going to be a heavy trade regardless, but I think that that's where the safe entry is going to be for everyone. Starting to bounce a little bit here. If this candle's, nice and big here up to like 109, that's what I want to see. But right now, it's just getting hit on the head again. The market's starting to roll over too. I don't know. Maybe I just cut this super small starter and wait. But again, under 108 to me is kind of where I would just get out of a starter position here. I'm only in one contract right now, so just testing the waters. No bounce here at all. 108 under VWAP now. This thing's probably going to get crushed through low a day. The market's dying. Oracle's ripping. Those contracts are finally open. So this is where you don't want to see them close it under. Yeah, this thing's done. All right, I'm going to go ahead and cut that starter. There's only one contract, guys, so think about that. This is what I was worried about. That's what happened yesterday. Right? You get the push off the open, and this comes all the way back down and breaks that low of the day. I still think maybe the trade's here. We just need to see it bounce up and actually take out this high of the day. To me, that's where I actually want to take this. So we'll see. Pretty crazy that just pulls all the way back like that. Good, uncle. Oracle still ripping here. PLTR is just falling off a cliff. Wow, Oracle's going crazy. Oh, God. If this comes back up, I do really like the setup. But again, that's what I was talking about. Above 109, that's where the rejections have been. And now we go on an hourly chart. You can see that it did the same thing it's been doing, right? You got wicks above 109, wicks above 109, wicks above 109. But considering it's just following the overall market, right? Look at NQ here. So let's see what this does. This could still be considered a double bottom if it wants to bounce all the way back up. Everything's rolling over there. I have a feeling that maybe things actually sell off today, and that was an easy fake out just because we have CPI tomorrow. No one wants to be too exposed. So we'll see. This is going a little too far. We may not get it. What else is going on here? Apple's selling off. Amazon almost hit 180 and sold off. PLTR is falling off a cliff here. You guys, any of the tickers you want me to look at? I don't know that there's going to be any other trades today. I hope if anyone even considered trying that, you did it with the starter. I mean, I was only in one contract. Nice, Sully. Still pulling back in here. This thing's done. Bye-bye. I don't know that I'm interested in it anymore. But, you see, like, if you don't have the account for it, then I don't want you taking starters like that. And I'd rather you wait for my real entry. But this, to me, the risk reward makes sense there. You buy the pullback into like 108.50. Your stop loss is pretty simple. You have 108 to use as that support. If it comes into that, bounces up, that's why you use 108. If it comes in and it breaks under, well, your stop loss is right under it. And why, that to me, this shows that that's a perfect stop loss for a starter position. I'm not mad at all at losing on one contract. I was planning to go in with, 6, 7, 10 contracts. And look, why is my stop loss there? Why does that make sense? Even if it's low a day, because most of the time it's just like an opening range break. You're going to get this thing continuing. Oh my God, Oracle. Come on, pull up. This thing is not stopping. Chris, did you trade that? This thing's flying. Mass from Microsoft. What's going on with that? Decent little move here. I'm not going to count NVIDIA out. I mean, it's only $2 away from its high of the day. I mean, that's not that big of a deal. 2 contracts still in. Nice, dude. I think it's flying. I don't know how much more you want on that. I mean, 160 is doable, but I would probably scale one of the two. This thing is moving. The spread on the contract isn't bad either. Come on, NVIDIA. Let's see if you can get back up there. I would like to catch that trade, but we're only 11 minutes in. So let's let things just mess around. Try to give us some good entries here. But yeah, no, Chris, I'd probably, especially on this, these volume candles here, I'd probably scale a little bit out just to be safe. Boeing just had a massive green candle. Yeah, BA's moving. Look at this. NVIDIA back up where I sold contract wise. This is crazy. Oracle's squeezing. This would have been a great trade. I just don't know where I would have bought. Yeah, BA. I mean, BA just has those candles sometimes. To me, I want nothing to do with that for now. But this, to me, is what I want to pay attention to now. I don't think this is a trade for everyone, but probably go the 160s now. 160 calls on Oracle. I don't know if I'm going to trade this, but I'm going to load the contracts up. It does not mean that I'm buying right now. It just means getting them ready in case I do want to. Let's see. Where's NVIDIA? 107.89. So that's probably done here. Oracle seems like it wants to go for 160. Yeah, this Friday is what I would do. Yeah, I got the 160 calls for this Friday on Oracle ready to go just in case here. I mean, obviously, I want to buy into a pullback on this. I mean, that's a little aggressive, but let's see. There's got to be a wall at 160, I'm sure. Yeah, a little bit of a wall. This just isn't pulling back. You get one little red candle here, and it gets bought right back up. So, and considering I've already kind of missed the move, so I don't want to be that guy trying to force this. So if it wants to go up here to 160 and then give me a real pullback to like 158, I'd do it, but it's just not going to. Don't chase this. There's no reason to, guys. No reason to chase the top here. Chris, what a trade, dude. Your watch list is awesome. Apple still selling off here. NVIDIA 107. I want to see this pull back before 160 gets broken. Come on. They're going to break it. They're going to break it. There it goes. 160 broke. They got to pull this back at one point. So this is probably where they're going to do it. People are going to be targeting 160, start taking some profits here. It's not bad, Chris. Please be patient. Wait for a pullback. I don't want anyone chasing this. As fun as it looks, we've missed the moves. There's no reason to try to get in here at the top. If it pulls back, maybe we can trade it. But other than that, who cares, right? Whatever. But let Oracle do whatever it wants. $160.50 here. Come on, Oracle. I know. That kind of sucks, Chris. But it is what it is. I would like to see this pullback to like 158. To me, that would make sense. 157 to 158 is like a real pullback on this. There is not a chance in the world I would buy up here, guys. So please don't do it. Please do not buy up here. The way that I'm considering trading this is just trying to buy into a pullback. If you guys cannot afford starter positions, there's, I'm kind of at a dilemma with myself whether I'm going to continue to say this stuff or I'm not, and rather just wait for it, just like safe later entry. Because I feel like some people, regardless of their account size, they're just going to follow a starter position. So it's either I'm transparent and say everything that I'm doing, or I just wait for that very kind of like that last minute safe entry for everyone. I don't know what I want to do yet. Today was an example of, a day where I could have just not said anything. Okay, Fergie. Yeah, or sorry, Latvian. That's moving. Looks like high day is coming in here. Oracle finally pulling back 159. I want to see more on Oracle here. If I can see 158, 158.50, I may take a small position on it. Okay, TNT, good. Yeah, I agree. That's why I've kind of always done it that way, but I hate seeing people lose unnecessary money when I know that probably shouldn't even be taking this. All right, here we go. 158.80. Dang it, I wanted to see that go lower. That may have been the only pullback we could have gotten there. Here we go. It's trying to come back in. Come on, Oracle. Come on, Oracle. I want to see it down in here. Maybe it just rips right here. I don't know. So this isn't a terrible pullback, but I would honestly like to see a little bit lower, but it's still $1.50 pullback, and then it's just going to rip. Okay. You can see it slowing down though. Oracle's up because of their earnings yesterday after the close. There we go. There's a good candle. Market rolled over with it too. Contracts 230, kind of a wide spread on these 160s. I don't know. I mean, that could always just be the high of the day right there, guys. So I don't know if it's going to do it again, but I get a little bit lower here. It may be worth just taking a little stab at it. Contracts aren't that expensive. Y'all have seen me take these trades plenty. You find the strongest name, and then you buy into the pullback at what you think is a decent price. This isn't bad right here, I gotta say. Contracts $2.22 flat. This is kind of where I wanted it. See if I can get 158 here. Might be getting a little greedy on this, but I think I may try a little here. Market's selling off kind of hard though. So I'm pretty much just going to be looking for like a new high, maybe 160 here. Nice. Okay, right here. This is kind of what I wanted. 158. I mean, this could easily come into 157. So I don't know exactly how you guys want to size this, but this is the pullback that I wanted to see, which I think that people would want to try to buy into here. I don't mind this at all. It's kind of like a little bull flag here. So obviously 160 is what we want this thing to kind of get to and start breaking through. Why is my screen so laggy? There we go. Struggling a little bit though, but we're on low volume, which I want to see on a pullback if I'm ever trying to buy into one. And then high day 160 and 52 cents. There we go. All right, still in pretty small here. If I see this start ripping up, I may add into it, but other than that, not looking for a big trade here, guys. So just please be smart. Still sitting around 158. This is honestly the size of pullback I wanted to see here, regardless. So Contracts are at 2. All it takes is one good candle here on a bounce, and this will start ripping. These contracts lost value quick. 150 a contract. All right, we're back at VWAP here. So this is honestly like the lowest I want to see this go. 157. If we go under that, that's honestly, I think it's probably done. So let's see if there's a strong bounce here. This is a pretty big pullback for this. So, I mean, that gives us a decently safe entry with stop loss right under 157. But you don't want to see this go much lower. Testing 157 here. It may dance around it a little bit. Look at that. Instantly got popped right back up off VWAP. That's what you want to see. Still in really small, but like to add into this. Look at that. That's the bounce you want to see. I'm almost back to break even here on the ask. Look at the contracts pop. These contracts could easily be $3 up at the high of the day. So they're moving pretty wild. Market starting to bounce. This is where you want to see Oracle go. Here we go. Let's see this rip here. You want to see buyers really come into this aggressively. Right at its downtrend. Still in pretty light, guys, so please don't be in heavy. There's no reason to. Tesla, nice trade. Latvian, good job. Oracle's trying here. I may even just trim up here, almost break even, just to be safe. We'll see what happens. Starting to move beautifully now. If we can get through 159, I think this is gone. Market's starting to bounce. This could easily go crazy here. Again, I'm going to sell on the 160 break. That's all I'm looking for. 215 a contract. I'm green now. This candle, I want to see this candle go right here. You want that aggressiveness that we saw earlier. You don't want to see a pullback here. If you want to get out break even, then do it. You can always get back in. Volume still kind of low. If this candle can get bought up here through 159, I think we got this trade in the bag. Come on. This is where I want to see it get bought up. Let's see what a 2-minute chart looks like. Not terrible. Back to 158, contracts 180, 194. I want to see, it's got to stay above 158 now for me to like the trade. We give that up. I'm a little iffy. The market's flying too. Under 158. Still in pretty small here, so I hope you guys are too. BA is selling off pretty hard here. NQ push starting to reject a little bit. Oracle's kind of just stalling. But again, this pullback had low volume, which I'd like to see. Buyers are starting to buy it up there off 158. All we need is a nice little breakthrough 159, and I think this goes. Trying to buy it up there. Tesla 225. I don't know. Oracle's getting a little iffy. I think the trade still makes sense. These contracts are kind of losing value. I think the trade's still intact. So, I mean, I'm not mad at it, but I want to see it go here pretty soon. Back under 158 is not what I want to see here. If it goes under VWAP, under 157, then I'm going to just cut this starter position again. Market pulling back pretty hard. This may be done. This is where it needs to bounce, just like last time. The bull flag is still there, but this is taking a little too long. But honestly, the longer that this can consolidate here and then we get our rip, it'll be a good trade. And, you know, I think ideally can easily go through 160 and 161 even. So just stick to your stop. Try to be patient. If you're in with too much on a little bounce here, then try to get out, almost break even. This is where I want to see it go. This looks like it's kind of coiled up, ready to make a move here. Low volume on this pullback still. I want to see volume really kick in and see this break this downtrend and just go. Come on, Oracle. Come on, Oracle. Market selling off. That's not a good time for that to happen. Amazon's back to 180, Nvidia 107 still, so that's done. Any minute here, I want to see this just freaking rip. If it doesn't, then maybe we just call it. Still in super small. If I can see this have a big green candle here, I'm probably going to start buying some more into this around like 159.50. If I can see that. But right now, it's just doing nothing here, which is honestly, I kind of like. It's just coiled up. I just don't want to see it break under 157 because then I think the trade's done. If it can hold here, and then all we get is one big buyer to come in here, and it'll push the sellers out of the way, that's where you can get a little squeeze here back to the high of the day. So just try to be patient. I know these contracts are moving kind of crazy, but if you're antsy, then you're just in with too much. Simple as that. Rejecting again at 158. All it's going to take is one candle here. If we can get another move like this, like we saw off VWAP earlier, that's going to be what we want. Here we go, testing VWAP in 157. You don't want to see them break this. If they do, I'm out. Market trying to bounce. There you go. Oracle bouncing. You want to see the volume really come in here on this. I want to see them get this to 158. Just taking a little bit longer than I wanted. Rejected 158 again. Market really bouncing here. I got to see Oracle start moving. Rejecting again. Market still pushing. It's just moving a little slow. A little too slow for my liking here. This is where I want to see the bounce. Starting to test under VWAP 157. If they give that up, guys, I'm going to be gone. Nice buy up there. That could be the fake out that they were trying to get to then bounce this back up. Come on, Oracle. Let's go. Back under VWAP. 30 seconds left on this candle. 157. Might be hitting the road here soon. If this doesn't get bought up, 5 seconds on this candle. I think I'm going to call it here. Going to give it 1 second. Market's starting to roll over. It's doing anything it can to get bought up here. The only reason I'm giving it like 1 second here, which I probably shouldn't, is this. This is a pretty big pullback, though. I don't know. I'm still in light, guys. I mean, if you're not in light, then you probably want to hit the road. I don't want to keep you guys in a trade that you're sized in too heavy for. But there's our bounce back to VWAP. Market's still trying to bounce. This is the volume's just not here anymore. That aggressive buying is gone. I don't know that I like the trade anymore. It's taking way too long. But the pattern's there. That's a pretty solid pattern for this to go higher. Sucks, but he went bearish. Okay. Yeah, we're under VWAP, so it kind of makes sense. But to me, I think a lot of this is profit taking because there's not that much volume in it. I know what I'm looking for here. I'm looking for just it's going to be very obvious when this is ready to go. It's going to be a really strong candle. There we go. I mean, look what we saw it do earlier. It went from 155 to 160 in about 5 to 6 minutes. So this consolidation isn't the worst thing in the world. The contracts are just not trading well at all. So I'm not going to give it much more time here. Market's starting to bounce again here. All it's going to take is just one little squeeze candle here, and it can go. All I'm waiting for here, but maybe we don't get it. You should be sized accordingly here. Market's starting to drop off here. It's not really affecting Oracle, though. Trying to hold 157. If I can see a strong candle through 158, I think we got the trade. If this continues to stall, then rolls over, probably just going to get out. We're just kind of fighting around this VWAP level. Come on, Oracle. All it takes is a little bit here. You can tell people are trying to come in here and stop this thing from going down. It's gone sideways. So it's just going to take a little bit, a little push. Five-minute chart doesn't look bad. 2-minute chart doesn't look bad. 157.25. This is where I want to start to see it pop. This is probably as far as I want to see it consolidate down. part of me wants to just buy a little bit more here, then use these candle lows as a stop loss, bring that average price down. Here we go. I want to see this candle go right through. Like, this needs to really start continuing. Contracts 140. Come on, Oracle. That was a good candle, though, guys. That was a good one. Got to see continuation, though. I want to see this go red to green. Market's starting to pop. Still looking to add into this trade if I can see what I want here. This is where you want people to start coming in and buying this. If they give it back up under 157, I'm probably going to hit the road. Everything else is moving okay. Amazon come up to 180. Is there a wall there? Wow, there is a wall at 180 on Amazon. It doesn't look terrible. This is just not trading well. Still holding VWAP, but I don't know, guys. Don't really love it anymore. I thought we had on that last candle. Yeah, kind of a weird day, but again, we have CPI tomorrow, so that's why I'm like just size down on everything you take here. Coming in back to these lows. This contract just lost value from this going flat. It's kind of weird that this had that much strength and there's just been no like relief rally here. Market starting to pull back in. I don't know. You guys can do what you want, but I wouldn't give it much more room here to the downside for anyone that did take this with the starter. There's just no volume in it anymore. And the IB crush is going to start coming in. Yeah, just choppy, super choppy. I think there's still potential here, but it's one of those trades where you just have to buy into the slowness, and then you're just kind of anticipating there to be some sort of buy up and kind of squeeze this thing back higher. The market's taking a dump. Amazon pulled back. Where's NVIDIA? NVIDIA 107 still, so just choppy. Tesla moved okay. This is taking forever. It looks like we might get stopped out here. Yeah, I'm out. Well, that's too bad. What a terrible trade. Yeah, it just keeps faking out. If this happens again, I mean, I think there's still potential. I mean, if it does bounce back up and give us some real momentum, sure, maybe we can trade something there, but that was just too bad. Probably should have just stayed away from it. It's already made a move. You took a loss in NVIDIA. 156 here. If this goes under 156, I think that it's just not going to happen at all. Trying to bounce here. Maybe this was the fake out. That's disappointing. It was a good looking chart. Maybe it happens in 20 minutes. I don't know. I'll stick around for a little bit longer. But day before CPI, that's when you want to be careful. Maybe overtraded a little bit, but I like the NVIDIA setup. Starter position stop loss here. That's a reason why I want to talk about starter positions, because they're useful on trying things, and it helps your losses be small. Back to 157. Maybe that's the low we should have been waiting for, 156. Market's just selling off. Market's dying. Oracle's not moving though. I don't know. The 5-minute chart to me still looks promising. We just got to be patient. Well, kind of a sucky day. Right at this downtrend again. Maybe this is where the big bounce is going to happen. Market took a dump. If the market bounces strong, or right at the downtrend on Oracle. Starting to pull back again. Market's still selling off. Pretty ugly day. Nice, Chris. Once this thing turns around and you get any sort of buying pressure here, to me, that's going to signify to buyers that this is going to be a higher low. And that's where the momentum comes in. It's just going to take some people to try to come in here early and bounce this. And if that happens, that's where this could really start moving here. And we're starting to see some buying pressure finally. So maybe back above VWAP, that's where the volume can come back into this. But right now, it's just not doing anything. It's starting to roll back over. Still going flat, though. Not really making new low, new low. Boeing still selling off a little bit. I just have a weird feeling that Oracle is going to blast off here at one point. So I want to keep paying attention to it, because there's definitely buyers right here from 156 to 157. They're not letting this go lower. It's just going to take a little push here to start squeezing some people out and get some more buyers active here. Amazon's starting to bounce. The market's starting to bounce. Maybe this can help Oracle get going. Sitting right at VWAP and 157. So, I mean, it's an area. It's like a battleground spot here. This is definitely one of the strongest stocks today. It's either it needs to happen any minute here, or it's just, I think it's maybe just done. I don't know. Starting to roll back over. 5-minute charts, let's go red. Let's see what they do here. They can hold 156. I do think there's still potential. Under 156, I'm just going to move on to something else. We're almost an hour in. Market's still trying to bounce. You can see buyers are still trying to bounce this back up here. Just got to get rid of these sellers. You got to start taking them out. We need a big, strong candle to come out of this. May not get it. This is just losing steam here. All right, what else is going on? Market's just super choppy. Yeah, I'm not trading tomorrow morning. Wednesday is my only days where I don't live trade in the mornings. Other than that, it's every single day. But I do have a free lesson tonight at 9 p.m. Still holding 156. Still right at that downtrend here. If you guys look at the 2-minute chart, trying to break it. I'm telling you, all I'm going to look for here is one strong green candle up through here. That's going to get this thing moving. Later, Yoda Bomb. Market rolling back over. Uh-oh. There's a candle. Yeah, 9 p.m. Eastern time. I said uh-oh just because this Oracle candle. That was a kind of a big green candle at one point, but it's starting to get rejected pretty hard. That's kind of what I want to see if they can close that strong. But look at that rejection. That's a strong one. Under 156. All right, this is probably done now. Unless they buy this up really strong. Yeah, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah, so I don't know where you're located, but 9 p.m. Eastern. EST. Try to buy it up here off 156. Could even draw this line more so like that. Look at that buy up. It's the only reason I think that there's maybe something here, guys. I don't know. Look at that big red to green candle. Just need one to get up there through 158. And I think that's where we can start paying attention to it again. The pattern's here. So it's just kind of a waiting game right now. $157. This might be it, guys. Out of nowhere. Contracts 130. Uh-oh. I'm telling you guys, this is what I was looking for. Volume spiking. 157.5. If this gets through 158, like on this next candle here, this might be its move. Yeah. Want to see it get through 158 here. That was a good candle. It's trying 157.65, 77. We're pushing here. We're pushing. You guys that took a loss on a starter position, if we get another entry on this, it's kind of where you want to be in a little bit more than your starter. Not a full position, but consider trying to be in with a little bit more. So you make sure you can make up for it. This is Oracle. Starting to move here through 158. Market's trying to bounce. Through 158 here. I don't want to enter right now, but maybe sometime soon. Come on, big fella. Market bouncing. Oracle stands strong. I think this could easily go back to 160, guys. Close above 158. That's what I wanted. Starting to run here. This could get exciting. Contracts back to 2. This is where buyers are going to start getting aggressive because this proved a higher low here. Just might be kind of a slow mover. Could easily roll back over, though. I mean, I'm not saying this is going to be guaranteed, but this is what I've been talking about all morning. This is what I wanted to see happen. As long as it can hold above 158, I like it. And, you know, a move through 159 is kind of what I'd look for. Market kind of pulling back. This is kind of pulling back a little bit. Back into 158. This might be where I want to start getting involved. Small again. I just don't want to keep taking paper cuts here. Kind of like it. If I can see another strong candle through 159, I think I'm going to start getting involved. Looking for a high a day. Probably start selling at 161. If it pulls back, it pulls back. I want to see buyers try to hold 158 though. Market's still pushing. If I see a nice green candle here, guys, I'm going to get in this. Market is flying here to the upside. I want to see Oracle get going. I'd get ready. Little consolidation here above 158. I like that. Looking for one strong candle here through 159. That's all I need here. I think this has a chance. Or we just pull back in, right? This isn't guaranteed. So I'm just trying to be patient here. Could you try to get in now? Small, sure, but you know, why take another starter position loss here? We don't necessarily need to. Still just watching that 159 level. If we can get back there, that's what I'm going to like. Closed under 158. I want to see them buy this back up above. Trying to. Just looking for one nice green candle here again through this like 158.75, 158.80 level. And I'll be in. This is where you want buyers to come in. This is right where you want it. Come on, Oracle. This is your chance here, buddy. If we can get this and it works the way that I want, it should easily make up for that loss if you size correctly. It's not something you're going to want to take with a starter. It's more of like you want to take a half position at 159. Market pulling back. It's kind of like a mini bull flag here. I want to see this happen soon. Look alive, Wyatt. I think this could still work. What are we looking like, Wyatt? Okay. Pulling back in here, VWAP. That sucks, man. This looks so good there for a second. That's why you got to be patient. This is where they got to bounce it. Be patient here. One move here to this downtrend, and then 159 is there. I think we still have this trade. It's just going to take a little bit here. Just be patient, please. This is where we have to see a bounce, though. This would be a perfect spot for this to bounce strong, and then I think the trade's really good. If it rolls back under 157, it's probably done. Pretty simple. It's taken forever. Nothing else is really going on here. Back under VWAP here, maybe done. Yeah, it's too bad. I really like that setup. It's not done yet. I think if it starts closing under 157, it's done. But we're already getting late in the morning, so. It's got to bounce. Yeah, NVIDIA's still holding. Just kind of a choppy day overall. So it's unfortunate, but it happens. That's why I came into today already telling you guys I had low expectations, sizing down regardless of the trade. For you guys that can't handle starter positions, it's something you need to evaluate. I mean, again, I talked about it this morning. Maybe I shouldn't even mention it, but I also want you guys to see what it's really like. So if they're too expensive for you, and that's if you're only looking to go in with one or two contracts to begin with, a starter position is not one contract. There's just not a starter position, pretty much. You have to wait for that safer entry, which is honestly what I feel like I need to just start signaling and not do starters. But if a starter position's one contract for you, then when you're in a real trade, you can't be in one contract. You need to make sure that those real trades you're actually in with more money. I think that Oracle could still happen. I mean, I'm only sitting here, typically I'm gone in an hour, but I still think that this could happen. I mean, the way it's moving, it's slowed down into here and view out. If we can get another strong bounce back up in here, I think this could still happen. Typically, I'd want to leave, but I'm only gonna give this in like 20 minutes, but it's all right, Wyatt. You're green yesterday. It's only Tuesday. After CPI tomorrow, there could be some good trades. If today was, a big loss for you, then you just 100% sized the wrong way. So I never want anyone to lose money, but sometimes you have to make mistakes with your sizing to realize, I need to only be in with this much. I can't take starter positions. I can only buy in later on. But again, I think it's a good point for everyone to think about is if you're going to take a starter position with one contract, but then you're never going to add into it, then that's your full position. So it's actually not a starter position. So when you actually get the entry for a real trade, you need to be in more than what you wanted to be in a starter with. then the trade doesn't make sense. The risk to reward doesn't make sense because I'm risking a much bigger percentage with the starter position than I would with a full position. So, I never want anyone to lose money. I understand people, everyone's greedy, right? In the world, everyone's greedy. So no one wants to be the guy who doesn't take the starter position and misses out on the big play. But that could also mean you're the person who's going to lose more than they should when Ethan signals his starter position. And then your wins don't make sense, right? Because they're just as much, honestly, your wins will be smaller than your losses because I take much bigger stop losses percentage-wise on starters than I do on my wins, right? If I'm only looking to make 10, 15% on the win, but on a starter position, I'm okay with a 25 to 30 to 50% loss, then that doesn't make sense. So on the wins, you have to be either sized more or you don't take the starter position. You only look for that quick little win, right? So everyone's different. Everyone has different accounts, different risk tolerances, different disciplines. It is what it is, but I hate giving out technically red signals, but I'm right on the day small. Didn't, not as much as I made yesterday at all. Yesterday wasn't even that big of a trade. I still think there's something here, but you guys probably thought I was crazy saying that when Oracle was down in here, but that's what I was looking for. So, I'm kind of looking for the same movement here. I think if we get one more of those, that'll probably be enough to send this back to high day. The way it's moving right now to me is like, okay, well, there's buyers now holding this at VWAP, which is higher than this low, creating a higher low. So now you almost have kind of like a little bit of a wedge pattern looking thing here, right? It's kind of something like this. So maybe this just takes another 10 minutes and then we get another move like, we had here up through this high, up through 159, and this goes through high a day. That's all I'm sitting here waiting for. But we are a little bit late in the day, but I don't really have anything to leave for this morning. And considering I leave so quickly on Mondays, I want to spend some more time here. So let's see what happens. I think this could happen any minute here. So if you need to leave, leave. This isn't an A+ setup by any means, but if you want to get those losses back, you may want to stick around for a little bit longer. If this breaks down under like 156.50, I'll probably leave. Other than that, I'm going to stick around for this. It's made a lower high and a higher low. So, that's just kind of what a wedge is here. So either side can win. Low volume right now. So to me, there's no reason to necessarily make a decision on which way this is going to go. But like you guys know, I say it all the time, when there's low volume, it's going to be very easy to spot which way this is ready to go because you're going to see volume spike and see aggressive candles one way or the other. We're just kind of riding this uptrend and we rejected off that downtrend there. So all I'm looking for is just an aggressive buy up here through 158. And I think that's all this is going to need to set this thing off. Let's try to be patient. The way it's moving, I do think any minute here, this could get interesting. But do I know when it's going to happen? No. Is it guaranteed to happen? Absolutely not. So let's just wait. If it breaks down, I'm going to leave for the day. If it breaks up, I'm going to be looking to trade this. There's just no volume. If we do get this trade, for you guys that were in one contract on the starter position, you cannot just be in one contract for the real trade. You need to be in two, I would think. Make it worth it. Starting to get real coiled up here, right? You can see we're getting into the point of this wedge. So I do think that this should happen fairly soon if it's going to happen. But it could easily just go flat. I don't know. I don't want to think that I'm hoping for a miracle here, but the chart pattern is there, but it's a wedge, so it can go either way. I just think that the stock's been one of the strongest all day, so I don't want to be betting on the downside. Just need a whale to come in here and start buying some shares. Market's selling off. Maybe this does it. Starting to break the uptrend here. Market's selling off pretty hard, so I'm not surprised at that. Oh, see, there it goes. Got bought up pretty quickly. That's interesting. Kind of like what it did down here, right? You got that wick under 156 and this blasted off. That's honestly kind of a good sign. Market, big downside wick. I want to see Oracle get bought up quickly here. Getting close to the end of that wedge. If this candle rips, that would be good. I think any second here, this thing should make a move one way or the other. Market trying to bounce. Oracle is just flat. I like seeing how quickly that got bought up down there, though, but this could easily just keep going. 157. Starting to break under. Quickly getting bought up again. Market starting to bounce. Just getting a little too late in the morning, I think. It's maybe done. Volume's kind of spiking up here. We're not seeing these candles go back green, but they're getting bought up, which I like to see. 157 is the battleground. Come on, do something. Yeah, it likes that 157 level for sure, TNT. It needs to use it as a launch pad, though. I want to see buyers just finally just come in here and scoop this thing up. And that'd be enough to get these sellers out of the way. But it's just not doing anything. So the longer this takes, I think the less chance it has. But I do think that it should do anything, or it should do something here any minute. We're seeing it come down in here and wick. We're seeing buyers be aggressive in this area here, trying to hold it up, but they're not aggressive enough to get this thing going. So we'll see. We'll probably know here any minute. We got about 5 minutes here to 11 Eastern, which is where we should probably start calling it a day. Chop Central today. I mean, look at NVIDIA. Let's just take a quick look at what NVIDIA did today. Super flat. Look at NQ here. Super flat. Amazon traded weird. Tesla kind of traded weird. They closed it under 157 for the first time. If they don't get it above aggressively, that might be the end of the day. I just can't believe it had a move like this early. Now it's just doing nothing. I mean, there is no volume in that candle. 26,000 volume that entire minute. NQ's kind of at a downtrend. Maybe if that breaks, I could help this get going, but I'm probably going to leave here any minute if this rolls back over. Yeah, Geo, 100%. 100%. Back by 157. Come on, big fella. Let's do something here. Try to be back above VWAP. Market kind of breaking downtrend here. Look at the algo even drew a little something for me here. All right, probably going to stay about 5 more minutes here, guys, and then I'm going to head out. You guys got any other questions or anything? Any other tickers you want me to go over? Kind of a disappointing day. Not my favorite by any means. I mean, I still think Oracle has a chance, but it's just a waiting game here. So I'll stick around and probably watch, but I might as well sit here and do some homework or something while it's not doing anything, unless it goes like on this next candle. Other than that, kind of sucky. Two starter position losses. They shouldn't have been big. If they were, then evaluate it. We can talk about it. Uh-oh. That was an aggressive pop. Not a big candle, but that was quick. It's typically what the start of a move could look like. I think one more move through 158. Yeah, I know, right? Right when I was thinking about leaving. It's really not that big of a candle, though. I don't think it's that big of a deal. But that was just a quick little pop there that I noticed. And instantly pulled back. Well, Oracle, I guess you're going to do it to us. Market pushing. This is finally giving up. You can even look at this as like a zone now that it's just chopping in. Man, I really wanted that. That would have been a fun trade if it worked. Let that downtrend break and just let it start flying. I mean, guys, I've seen this happen before. It takes 2 hours of consolidation, and midday you're going to get a random just rip here through the highs. But I'm not going to stick around for 2 hours for that. Not much going on. CPI tomorrow, so I think we should call it a day. I'll set some alerts in case this does start popping off randomly, and then I can hop back on mic or something. But other than that, let's call it a day. No reason to overtrade anymore. So you guys have a good rest of the day. Let me know if you need anything. I know it was disappointing, but we can talk about all this tonight. If anyone is free and you want to join premium, just DM me, add me as a friend, DM me, and I can get you set up. Other than that, I'll see you guys for the lesson tonight. All right. Adios.